Let's talk about gear.
Okay.
What drums do you use now? I think you've recently switched.
Yes, I was with Yamaha for a very, very long time. And then when their whole process changed and they switched to China, I wanted to stay with Sakai, who made all the top end drums and therefore who'd made everything that I'd played my whole career. But Sakai weren't able to support me in a way that I need. On the tour like this, I've had loads of stuff sent out that we've lost or broken or whatever, and it's there overnight, you know. But sadly, Sakai couldn't do that for me, and I need that support. So my friend Ian Bush, product manager at Headstock, and he said, "Oh, why don't you give us a go?" So I went up, I played all the drums, I absolutely loved the Star and the Star Classic Birch Babinga that I'm playing now. And I managed to get the matte black finish, which is only becoming available now. So I got it before everyone else. So it's a little bit of a nice little exclusive for me. I mean, it's a real shame in a way, in one aspect, in one way. Let me start that again. It's a real shame in a way that my relationship with Yamaha came to an end in the way it did. But you know, everything changes, things change, things happen. I'm really fortunate that I've had the career that I've had, and I've got a reasonable presence in the industry. So you know, to be asked to go from one company to another has been an incredible privilege.
Have you had the chance to use this kit in the studio?
No,
not yet. So that's going to be a big change for you.
Yeah, that will be an enormous change. And architecture was recorded with Sakai, and everything before that was Yamaha. So yeah, the time we're in the studio, I'm looking forward to getting it in actually, because it's probably the most musical I've ever used, and that's probably because I've never used these drum sizes that I've got now.
Okay, so what are the sizes?
So it's 12, quite shallow, 12 by 8, 13 by 9, 16 by 14, and 18 by 16. So they're much more musical, they're much livelier than anything I've ever had. I've gone to 2 up and 2 down, where I've always had 1 up and 1 down, and that was really to play more than just an attempt to play the older stuff, which off the first Skunk record that Robbie France recorded. He had I think he had 3 up and 2 down, but just to try and play them a little bit more akin to how they were recorded, I went with another tom, and that's been fun as well. That's been fun, and in a lot of ways it's been nice, because it is very different to just having 1 up and 2 down and just, you know, following that whole John Bonham thing that I've always been obsessed with, and going, well, okay, well, let's just try something for you and see what happens. And it's been great. It's been really good fun.
Okay. What skins do you like to put on those drums?
I love clear coated Emperors, on the tops, and then coated Ambassadors on the bottom, because it just gives you less resonance, more of a much rounded, duller note, I think, if I can say that. But on this kit, to make it bouncier, I've got the ebony's top and bottom.
I saw that on stage today.
Emperor and Ambassador, and then the Emperor X on the snare drums. But I might try the suedes just to go with the shell and see what that sounds like. See what it sounds like and looks like. I think it'll look amazing, but whether it'll sound right or not, I don't know.
Drummers tend to have this fetish for snare drums. And collect like zillions and zillions of instruments. Have you ever fallen victim to that?
Only because I was fortunate enough to get my stuff free of charge. So yeah, I've got ridiculous amounts of equipment still. I'm not bragging. It's just I mean, there's a lot of people out there, not mentioning any names, Jeremy, Stacey, that have got way more than me, who are way more obsessed with drums than I am. But you know, when you've been around for a long time, you know, these things build up. And so I've donated some of my old kits to my old school where I played my first gig, and you know, things like that, because I just haven't got the room to keep them all.
Yeah.
So,
do you in the studio? Do you tend to try out a number of different snares, or do you usually know what you want to use? Usually,
I have 4 snare drums that I'll take. And I know I've got it between those 4. You know, you just do, don't you? You got the 8-inch maple wood, a 5, a 6. You know, we've got the 5-inch Brady rosewood. I've got a 5 and a 6.5-inch Black Beauty. I've got an 8-inch Sakai that was incredible on the last record. Which I'll never let go. And then the 5-inch, I forget what it's called now, it's 5-inch, I've got it on as my second snare on this tour, the Tama steel shell snare, which is really versatile actually, it's incredible.
You can't go wrong with those.
No, it does everything. I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So,
True.
But I've used the 5-inch Black Beauty has probably been on most of the records I've ever done.
Okay, what skin do you like to put on the bass drum?
P3. P3. I love them. I love them. I try other heads, and they just don't do what I need. And because I'm one of those people that plants the bass drum beater into the head most of the time, it's got to be really strong and it's got to be durable. But that's the only one that gives me the sort of the sound that I need. Everything else seems to be too clicky or too thin, or you know. Yeah. That's a good combination of everything. With a Falam Slam pad on as well, because it's with I've got the Vic Firth beaters, the hard, not the wooden one. The hard felt one on the side, so it makes a big dent in there.
True. Okay, pedals. Is it Tama?
Yeah, it's the is it this? Can't remember now. It's the Star.
Speed. Is it the Speed Cobra? Because I saw it was the silver pedal.
It's the silver pedal. It's the Speed Cobra. Yeah. Which is again amazing. I'm really heavy-footed, and I have absolutely no complaints from it whatsoever.
Yeah, it returns very nicely.
Yeah, it does. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about the spring at first, but I forget that it's a brand new kit. It's a new everything, so I need to take time and just get used to playing it, which I have done over this tour. And being out on this tour with that kit and just having that time to get used to it has been really, really nice.
Okay, cymbals.
I've got the Ks, big K 20-inch crashes. I started off with the Avidas 22s because I wanted the biggest crashes that I could have, just because I have everything so far apart that if I can, just have a little bit more wash with a bit less effort, it just helps me a little bit. But they weren't quite bright enough for what we wanted, so we changed them to the K20s, and they're just unbelievable. They're just phenomenal. I've got a tiny little A-Custom 10-inch Splash and 16-inch K. Oh no, we changed them to 15-inch K-Light hi-hats, and a 20-inch EFX crash because I went off China's. I don't know. I just fell out of love with them, and that is a nice halfway house between the two. Okay. And
Ride?
Ride is a 24A.
So it's got to be bigger if the crash is up.
That's the problem. Everything just gets bigger and bigger. And the
so size does actually matter.
It does, of course it does, Of course it does.
Okay, sticks.
I go between Vic Firth. I've been with Vic Firth for a long time now. And I use the the 2B rock stick. Combination of that and the 2B classic 2B with the teardrop, and just because I have a lot of problems with my tendons in my elbows, and if I use a lighter stick it just tends to keep that from coming on too hard, or if it comes on mid set, I can change my sticks, and it just helps. Flailing these things around, it just, if you've got lighter wood at the end of them, it just does help a little bit.
Yeah.